Namaste, Prakash here. When it comes to success in material life, personal life, spiritual life, one thing which is important is the need for us to give expression to the new ideas that we come across in life. Many times, what happens is we are presented with ideas. Many times can be path breaking, can change our life in a very big way, materially, spiritually, in whatever. But what happens is we do not pursue further because of our doubts, our inability to take risks, or whatever. Let me share a very simple management secret that I share in many of my leadership sessions, and how it can be utilized in our day-to-day life, even in a mundane, normal physical life, or in your jobs, or in as high as a spiritual pursuit, and how we can get the maximum out of this, and how it connects back to some of the ideas that our great masters present. It is known as fail safe and fail fast approach. Whenever you get a new idea or you want to implement a new decision, what stops you is what happens if I go completely wrong? What happens if I go too far in this way and then I find that I can't take a U-turn and come back? And hence this approach, which is very widely used before launching of a product or a new service or whatever, it's something that we can use in a day-to-day life. Assuming someone introduces you a new system of meditation, say like heartfulness meditation, and then they give you a list of benefits that you're likely to get, and say it is path breaking, you'll find peace, you will move towards self-realization, then on to God realization, and whatever, character transformation. How do you ensure that it will be useful to you? This is where the fail-safe, fail-fast approach comes. Assuming you're launching a product in your corporate organization, and you want to be sure that before you move into a pan-India or a pan-global implementation, you want to be sure that it will succeed. What would you do? You take a trial market size. Say, for example, you might want to launch a product in a small district or in a small locality, and then check it out. Do what is known as market trials for, say, 15 days, 30 days, gather data, and check whether what you are going to do in a large scale is worth implementing time-wise, effort-wise, money-wise. The same is true for a spiritual practice as well. Assuming I am following some system which I believe is what is going to give me rewards and benefits towards my chosen goal. Or maybe I don't have a spiritual goal and someone comes and tells me that, hey, I have been practicing and why don't you have a look? What is the best way to do? Out of my past dogmas and past baggages, would you go ahead and reject it, or would it make sense for you to experiment? Fail fast, fail safe method is something that would help you to evaluate against what is known as a database model. Experiment for a fixed time, say for example 30 days or 90 days in case of a spiritual practice, for you to practice upon yourself. The experiment, the experimenter, the outcome, all being you. Where else can you practice to decide whether it's worth pursuing or not? What after 5 years, 10 years, you find that this is the method that you should have followed, or this is the product you should have launched, or this is the service you should have given to the customer. You might have lost quite a lot of time in catching up with what you didn't do 5-10 years ago. So whenever a new idea pops up, whenever an opportunity knocks at the door, minimize the resources in terms of a new spiritual practice, say like heartfulness. You have nothing to lose except to invest about 30 to 45 minutes of time a day for 90 days to check the efficacy of this service to you, to see whether it really fosters, whether it makes any progress in your life. The best thing is, whether in material life or in a spiritual life, when someone gives you an idea, instead of rejecting it outright based on your past experience or past packages, if it strikes a chord in you, Write a plan for 15 days or 30 days or 90 days. So that's why masters or gurus say practice like never before for 90 days. Even if you're an existing practitioner and then he comes and gives you a new way of approaching things. Instead of saying that I've already been doing a practice, why do I have to intensify or change my practice? Fail fast, fail safe is a great approach for you to take any risks and without having to unduly worry if you're going to be stuck in it forever. After the fixed period of test, 1 week, 15 days, 30 days, 90 days, evaluate the data that you have. In this path, while you do this, go ahead and capture as much data as possible. Based on the data that you have, study for yourself whether it's worthwhile pursuing. After 90 days, you can always go back and tell the person who introduced you to artfulness practice or any other idea or a corporate practice or a change in behavior. Go back and say that I have observed for the fixed period of time with full intention and actual perfect attitude at practice, and this is the data which suggests that it's not worth for me, or hey, thank you, thanks a lot for what you have offered because it has made a huge difference and I'm going to practice it like never before. Fail fast, fail safe. Something worth thinking about. Thank you.